Hello one and all, and welcome to Noob Reviews. Today we will be reviewing Katana Zero. I don't want to keep you too long, so let's jump straight into this. Katana Zero is a 2D action platformer in which you take on the role of a katana-wielding, chemically enhanced, amnesia-suffering samurai assassin known as Subject Zero. Having survived the Cro-Mag War, Subject Zero now lives in a dystopian neo-noir city called New Mecca, and is supplied with Chronos by a psychiatrist, a military-grade drug that allows Zero to predict the future and slow down time. This psychiatrist also, conveniently, doubles as Zero's handler and provides Chronos shots as a reward for Zero carrying out a series of covert and mysterious assassinations. Although each of your missions is themed around an assassination attempt and specific target, if you opt to think for yourself and speak to those you must not speak to, or explore areas you were told to avoid, it soon becomes clear that everything you thought you knew may be a lie. But have no fear. In addition to your katana, as you carry out your missions and search for clues about your past, you can manipulate time, throw everything at your enemies from bottles to knives, and utilize more destructive tools like Molotov cocktails, remote-controlled explosives and flamethrowers. With everything having its own pros and cons, it is entirely up to you how you play, from what reactions you use in conversations, to whether you charge into a situation head first or attempt to tackle it using more stealthy methods. As a side note though, the game does deal with heavy amounts of drugs and drug usage, has some strong language and will see quite a few NPCs getting beaten or tortured, meaning Katana Zero is not suitable for younger gamers. Katana Zero has an average playtime of between 5 and 8 hours depending on if you want to do a standard playthrough or a full completionist playthrough. Personally, my playthrough took just over 5 hours, however, admittedly, I did miss a few collectible keys which allow you access to unique weapons later in the game. Katana Zero is available on PC, Mac, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. When it comes to the missions, you will begin each assignment with a visit to your psychiatrist who provides you with a shot of Chronos and a dossier on your target. From there you will take to the mission itself and have to fight through a series of sections to reach your target. Sometimes you will be infiltrating a military prison to get to a witness, and in others you may be fighting attack helicopters on a motorcycle, or find yourself murdering your way through rooms where you are heavily outgunned, having to use the slow time ability to see you safely through, or adapting the environment to suit your needs. In addition to your main missions, there are bridging sections between each task too that introduces you to various NPCs. How you act towards them and talk to them can have an impact on the events in the game. For example, in one section I talked to a receptionist on my way in for a hit about cosplay, and when I was cornered by a SWAT officer as I was trying to leave, the receptionist vouched for me and allowed me to get out of there without any bloodshed. In another, I talked to a small mysterious child who had me search for a toy in Subject Zero's apartment. The toy then appeared in a repetitive nightmare Zero had been having, and added some additional context I might not have seen otherwise. Across all of the platforms, you will find that the controls are straightforward and relatively easy to get to grips with for Katana Zero. For the most part, I found the game very smooth to control, especially after completing a few sections, and I had had chance to get used to the controls. However, I did find getting to grips with aiming throwables, changing your direction mid-wall jump, and attacking enemies from a wall jump quite fiddly. Practice makes perfect though, and if you stick with it, you will soon find yourself effortlessly pulling off such maneuvers and dominating your prey. Katana Zero's different locations, missions and bridging sequences are all handcrafted and beautifully rendered. From the buildings to the characters, enemies to the NPC, everything is top tier eye candy. During each of the missions when you are carrying out your assignment, you are treated to a great selection of unique synthwave tracks that really help set the pacing. At the end of each section for a mission, you are treated to an optional black and white CCTV clip, which displays your actions through that section, allowing you to relive your most badass moments and enjoy your handiwork without having to worry about taking a bullet to the head. On average, you can pick up Katana Zero for around £12, which is roughly $15, which personally I think is an absolute steal, and the game is definitely worth the price. Depending on when you're watching this, Katana Zero currently has 40% off of its regular retail price on Steam, and 20% off of its price on the Xbox store. Although there is a concise training section to introduce you to the controls and how Katana Zero works, the learning curve for new abilities and enemies can be quite unforgiving and at times extremely sharp. When playing through Katana Zero, you can be taken out in most instances with a single hit by anything from fists to a bullet. Because of this, when first getting to grips with the game, you may die a lot, which some players may find annoying. Also, when playing through the different sections of a mission, there are no save points, so should you die, you will have to restart your current area all over again, but luckily not the full assignment. Although this adds to the challenge for you to overcome, making it all that much sweeter when you finish a section, for some players it may become monotonous. Overall, I would have to say that Katana Zero is definitely a unique title with its gameplay mechanics, the way it's brought to life and how it all comes together with a brilliant soundtrack. But it is neither forgiving nor willing to hold your hand for the most part when you get stuck, leading to many frustrating and tedious sections where you have to replay the game over and over again, which sadly kills the pacing of the mission and really tanks when it comes to the enjoyment factor. On the one hand, this is great as you need to develop actual skill with the game's mechanics to progress, but on the other, it limits accessibility for some players, which is a bit of a shame. If you are into games like my friend Pedro and Blasphemous, Katana Zero will definitely be up your alley and is very much worth a play to experience the story and meet the various characters you cross paths with throughout. But I can hand on heart say I don't believe it is a game for everyone, or that everyone will play it through to completion. Luckily, if you have the Game Pass, Katana Zero is currently available as part of the Game Pass for you to try before you buy. That way, if the game is not for you, you can save yourself a little bit of money. At the end of the day, all I can really do is provide my personal point of view and encourage you to try the game for yourself to form your own opinions. Some may love it whilst others might not. For now though, whatever you decide to play, I wish you happy gaming and have a fantastic day.